They say if you follow the steps perfectly, the elevator will take you somewhere no one has ever come back from. Maya had always laughed at the story's internet myths, creepy rituals meant to scare teenagers. But that night, something inside her itched for a thrill. Maybe it was the loneliness, maybe the dare from her friends, or maybe fate itself. The building was empty. An abandoned office tower, slated for demolition. She found the only elevator still working, its metal doors squealing like something alive. She pulled out her phone, reading the ritual's instructions one last time. You must be alone. You must visit these floors in order. 4, dos, 6, dos, D5. Then press 1. If someone enters, do not speak to them. Do not look at them. It sounded simple enough until she pressed the first button. The elevator jolted violently. The lights dimmed, and for a moment she thought she saw a shadow behind her in the reflection. But when she turned, it was gone. The 4th floor opened. Empty. Silent. She exhaled. See? It's just the game. Floor 2. The lights flickered again, this time longer. Somewhere far below, the cables groaned like something heavy was climbing up. By the 6th floor, the temperature had dropped. Her breath misted in front of her. The walls were vibrating softly, like a heartbeat. She thought she heard a whisper, "Don't stop!" Her thumb hesitated over the buttons. The doors opened again. The hallway was different. Longer, darker, stretching far beyond where it should. The lights buzzed faintly, and at the end stood a figure facing the wall. Maya's blood froze. "Probably a mirror," she whispered, and pressed the button for the next floor. When the elevator moved again, her phone screen glitched. The clock flashed random times. 12:03, 1:14, 3:33. Then it died. At the 10th floor, her ears popped pressure like diving underwater. The doors opened and she saw the same figure again, only closer now, its head twitching, neck bending in jerks. She slammed the button for the 5th floor, heart hammering. The elevator shook violently, as if resisting. When it stopped, she was sweating. "Almost done," she muttered. Then 1, and it's over. But before she could press the last button, the elevator dinged. The doors opened by themselves. The figure was standing right there. Its hair hung in front of its face, soaked and dripping. Bare feet leaving wet marks on the floor. Slowly, it stepped in. The smell of rot filled the elevator. Maya's chest constricted. She remembered the rule. Do not speak. Do not look. The elevator began to move on its own. Floor lights blinked 7, 9, 11. Then letters she didn't recognize. B, Z. She realized they weren't numbers anymore. They were coordinates. Her eyes darted toward the doors. No buttons, no emergency stop, only metal. She squeezed her eyes shut. "It's not real," she whispered. The elevator chimed again. The voice that came through the speaker wasn't mechanical. It was human. "Welcome. You shouldn't have come here." The doors opened to a crimson hallway filled with moving shadows. The figure beside her turned its head, cracking sounds echoing like breaking glass. For the first time, it spoke in Maya's voice. "Stay. Someone else needs to play." She stumbled backward, screaming. The elevator closed and descended. The lights turned blue, then green, then black. When the doors finally opened again, she was back on the first floor. The building was silent. She bolted out, gasping, sunlight hitting her face. Except it wasn't morning. The streets outside was gone. The world was gray, the air thick, and every window in the nearby buildings had faces pressed against the glass, all staring at her. Her phone buzzed once, game complete. "Would you like to play again?" She dropped it and ran, but every direction led back to the same tower, the same elevator. Days later, police found her car still parked outside the real building. The elevator inside had been disconnected for years, but the security cameras caught something impossible. At 12:03 a.m., the elevator doors opened by themselves, and a figure stepped out. Not Maya. Something wearing her face. Curiosity doesn't always open doors to knowledge. Sometimes it opens doors that never close again.